Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs and motorcycles, the dogs, the weather, the pool, the camper, the kefir. Hey, good Friday morning there, and hope everybody's having a blessed Friday. Is this Mother's Day weekend? I think it is. But you know what? With time moves so quickly, can I keep on track of that? I better, right? You're a married man and you have a mama. So for all those mothers out there, I hope you have a blessed Mother's Day weekend. If I'm correct, just too much information. Ever notice that? Just too much information. This freaking world gets overwhelming. So here, and as always, thank you so much for tuning to my channel, being a subscriber, and to me gab away. Yeah, right? In the adventures. Here we are, Friday morning, and it's drizzling, misting. It's cool. It's kind of interesting, typical weather here in the Northern Virginia, Maryland area, where you go from the hot to the cold. And wow, what a week. It's already Friday. Life. My good friend Joe texted me last night. Is the Barnum and Bailey circus showing up at your backyard? The big old tents over there. Yeah. So anyways, for the big marriage ceremony over there, I guess. So wow, it's hard to believe it's Friday. Another week has already passed us. And as always, I just like to talk to you and give my views and ideas and thoughts. And the video totally shut down on me, so it could be redundant language here as it goes into a two-part video, which actually makes it much longer to upload this video. It just doesn't end. But anyways, it's Friday, and it's misting here. And so if you look at the review of the week, we had a Monday Secrets, Tuesday Remember, Wednesday the Experts, Thursday the Hurt Feelings. And you know what I thought would be the perfect word to round out the week was a word called waste. I thought to myself, waste, wow. Yeah, that's a broad word. It can be used in so many different aspects of our life and the physical world we live in. And yes, that's green agenda conversation, car conversation, us conversations. Come on there, Keefy. You just can't go up there because I can't trust your butt. You're just not a trustworthy dog. You're truly, you just destroy too many things. So here we are. Do we do the lights, camera, action? I mean, it's raining out. Probably, should do that. And so sadly, the breaking news. I'm not going to Myrtle Beach. My guy that helps me take care of things is not available. So I've had to cancel the Myrtle Beach trip, which in some ways, I don't know. I got mixed feelings on that because, yes, I'm not going to the bike week with my friend Chris and Shannon and going through the whole RV trailer experience, which in some ways it takes a lot of stress off of me. Because running my own company and business, there's so many projects that I have to be on top of all the time. And actually leaving creates even more havoc in my life because I have to speed up things and even do more things that just creates more stress and havoc in my life. And that is very expensive. If you think the guy comes and babysits my house and babysits my business, works for free, you're living in some different time zone or some different planet. And then, of course, the fuel, the camping. Hey, here's the monkey. Hey, the monkeys. Isn't that something? That thing's a blast. That thing is so much fun. I'm so glad I got rid of that CT125 trail bike. That thing sucked. That thing's fun. I got to put my helmet on and do the Jim Carrey lookalike thing and Dumb and Dumber and go down the road with, I'll get my dad to sit in the back of the seat with me. And we'll put our goofy hats on and go down the road. But Dad, you can't pee on me. You can't do that. That's the Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels little scene out there in Colorado. And then he's frozen to him. If you ever watched Dumb and Dumber. To me, that's a funny movie. Some people don't get into that stuff. I do. That's a great movie. So not going to be going down to the Myrtle Beach thing, like I say. But the thing is, in actuality, it's not showing the greatest of weather. But for me, when I travel, I have a hard time just traveling somewhere just to be there just a few days. It's just, to me, it's not worth it. So for me, if I'm going to go camping in the back 40, that's going to be a good 1 week or 2 week venture. because I don't want to spend 7, 8, 9, 10 hours on the road of driving somewhere where you spend a whole day. You just have to factor 2 days out of your trip. You're not even doing anything besides driving a truck and trailer. And then you get there, and then you're down. So you take a 5-day trip, you really don't have a 3-day of fun time. So it's such a waste because you've gone through such the expense and time and effort to do all the work. It's the bikes. Some people are like, load the bikes up, strapping those bikes down. So you do all that stuff. It's a little bit of a project. And then it's nerve-wracking to know what's going on in the back of your trailer. So just, it wasn't meant to be. And Chris and Shannon, great people, they get it. And they're going to have to go fun anyways. I mean, they go down there all the time. And so, in all sincereness, if it rained or the weather wasn't that great down there, would you be riding your motorcycle anyways? Oh, I don't know. Who knows? The weatherman. Can't rely on them. That's a waste of time if you schedule your life around the weatherman. Maybe you know those stories. So anyways, I just thought it'd be the constant conversation of what is a waste of time, what's not a waste of time. And then if you watch my channel, you'll see that I went and drove the Ford Ranger Raptor. It's so irritating. I have bought so many freaking cars of Ford. Why wouldn't I be like a #1 list when my name populates to get a damn truck? That just drives me nuts. I hate it. When I ordered a GT500, that thing never came in. I had to buy one off the lot. When I ordered a Ford Ranger, it took forever for my order for a Ford Ranger to come in back in 2018. Now I've ordered then I ordered a Dark Horse Mustang, same thing. But that thing kind of came in a little sooner than we thought. But now I have an iconic silver and a hot pepper red on order, and there's no build date or anything near sight. And then the Baltimore Fiasco Harbor, that's creating havoc on the delivery schedule for these dealerships to get cars and trucks. So, oh my gosh, man, just incredible. So, but what's really interesting here is, for me being the big YouTuber, and so many out there have heard me kind of gripe in some ways about my channel being 4 years in, 12,000, basically, thank God. I mean, not here complaining. I'm just sharing information. But I'm up to close to 12,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody. And I've got over 2,500 videos, which is a lot of work and content. And I finally broke down and decided to listen to somebody, which that's hard to do sometimes, you know what I mean? And so, because borderline, you could hear through my voice and my channel that in some ways I feel like I'm at the crossroads. Am I just wasting my time? I'm thinking I'm ever going to make any money on this YouTube channel and be well known in the YouTube community for my antics and all the things I do and try to bring entertainment to you. And so I've gotten very frustrated in some ways, to the point you sometimes just think, is it even worth doing it? But here's the thing. It's just kind of the way the world works. They must be hearing me talk, because the vid IQ expert, a British guy, he taught me something yesterday, which is pretty cool. It really is. So I learned a lot from his few videos he had, and now I get it. So it really makes a lot of sense. And now I get why these constant YouTubers preach the exact same thing day in, day out. Well, that's the real trick to the algorithms for the YouTube video, for the algorithms to pick up on your channel on a consistent basis and to give it a lot of exposure. It isn't so much the thumbnails. The thumbnails definitely help, which I kind of figured out finally. It's just about taking time to get these thumbnails. But I kind of figured it out where it's pretty efficient and I can make something and enjoy bringing out thumbnails to the front page of my videos, which should probably help it get a little bit more entertainment, because it's all about intriguing people to look at what goofiness you're doing or whatever. But the real trick is from this gentleman, British guy, and he comes across as a very knowledgeable YouTuber guy, is what he's saying is that where you fail in the YouTube community is you make too many different type of videos. Wow. So he's really hammering on how your channel has to kind of stay true to what it really is. Once you kind of start going to this, to that, so the algorithms don't pick up on your content on a consistent basis, because you're all over the place. So for me, really, me doing these morning conversations in some ways throws off my channel to the point where I'd be better off having the Good Morning Conversations YouTube channel that just focuses on all that content, versus having the Ice Age TV that's focused on buying cars and trucks and motorcycles and all my antics. So in so many ways, I should really be just making videos of you only seeing me buying cars and trucks and motorcycles, and not really all these other antics that I enjoy bringing to my channel, because it throws off the algorithm. That's the main problem with my channel. So it isn't that people per se don't enjoy my channel. It's more about the YouTube community. So this is what the gentleman is telling those, is that every minute 500 YouTube videos are uploaded every minute. And also, he said the sad fact is there's more creators than per se, in some ways, viewers and subscribers, because there's so many people out there that want to be the social media star, that want to make a bunch of money, that want to follow Mr. Beast or Cletus McFarlane or whatever well-known YouTube personalities out there that's making a lot of money through their channel of just getting on a video and talking. So that's a really big eye-opener for me, that now makes a lot more sense of why my algorithms don't get hit like others. And once again, I talk on a constant basis how there's other, they shouldn't say unique, but there's other YouTube posters that it's a constant same message every day of the car industry is over. The car industry is done. It's over. It's done. It's the same words day in, day out. So that algorithm is huge for that YouTube subscriber, or YouTube creator. The real estate market guy, his constant pitch is the constant real estate market turmoil. And that's all he focuses on. The used car guy, that is all he ever talks about, is the used car market, new car market. Lucky Lopez, so all these different creators, they have one theme, and that one theme makes it so their channel is that much more successful than mine. Because mine's kind of all over the place. You're seeing me at one point taking down a pool. You're seeing me down in Florida with the antics of my popcorn and my daughter doing a landscaping project. You're seeing us out in a boat. So you see all the different. You see us going out and getting a dog. You see me, so you see so many different variations. You see me going out and getting a camper. So there's so many, and then you see me buying motorcycles versus then I'm buying cars. So there it is. That's the reason my channel is struggling, and in some ways is a failure over others, because it isn't about how many videos you're making. It's about how you keep the constant theme. So in so many ways, it's a waste of time. And sincerely, in so many ways, I'm wasting my time making morning conversations over me being more just focused on the constant antics of me going out and buying a car. And if you look at my record, I'm averaging every 10 to 14 days of buying something. And so you know as well as I do, if that was just my main theme of my channel, the algorithms would pick up on that substantially more, because it just can't gather all the facts and put everything together that makes any sense. And that's what the algorithms do. They analyze 500 videos that just populated, and the computer tries to figure out what should be populated and what shouldn't. And since that one channel is always at the same theme, it picks that channel to get more highlights, to be more publicized throughout the world, because YouTube is a worldwide thing. So the waste, yeah, but here's the thing. I enjoy what I do. So in one aspect of my YouTube channel, I truly enjoy bringing lots of different things to it. But in the other aspect, to get to be well known through it, that's a challenging process. Do the thumbnails help grow it? I mean, I think the thumbnails will. So now back to the waste, and that's the more or less is the waste. And like I say, a lot of people would say, yeah, you probably have wasted a lot of your time and energy, because you're all over the place with your channel. It's no different going to a car dealership, motorcycle dealership, camper dealership. I think people tend to stray away from the multi-brand dealerships sometimes, or the businesses that have their hands in too many things, because they're just all over the place. And what do they really specialize in? And that's how life is. You like to deal with somebody or business, a person that specializes in one thing that you entrust. It's like you go to the Porsche dealer, you want to deal with a Porsche mechanic that's been doing it for 20 years. You don't want to deal with a mechanic that's been jumping from job to job to job, that's worked on Toyota, Saab, Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, or BMW. You're going to be like, hey man, you're just all over the place. I'd rather have the guy that does the same thing day in, day out. So, which makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of us can relate with that. And as it drives businesses to become very successful, or individuals, you don't go watch LeBron James to think he's going to go play football. We've witnessed Deion Sanders and other famous football, baseball players that have tried to, Michael Jordan, who went to baseball, who have tried to go from what they really were successful at to go do something else, and they don't really do that well. They don't get the following. They don't have the same crowd. And that makes a lot of sense just for me talking about this out loud. So now, for the car conversations, yeah, who hasn't had the feeling that you wasted your time when you went to the car dealership to negotiate a deal on a car, and at the end of the day, you wasted half of your day? Because anytime you go to a car dealership and you get serious about buying something, it turns into a 2, 3, 4 hour ordeal of you driving different cars. Then once you pick out the car you want, and then negotiating, then filling an application. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely have the online availability to negotiate and make things different. But overall, for the typical person, I think they'd admit that, yeah, they waste of time, because you go to the dealership and in the end, nothing came from it. And it just wasted time. Like yesterday, I went to Tedworth Ford, and that black Ford Ranger Raptor was really nice. And for me, would I have paid $5,000 over? Probably I would have. Even though if I'm patient, I'll get one from MSRP, which that is probably another few weeks, a month away. But as it stands right now, it'd be a Cactus Gray, which until I see the Cactus Gray in person, I don't know. So Coons Baltimore Ford will allot me an MSRP Ranger Raptor, because I've got an order with them for a silver one. So all they're going to do is give me their order and then take my order. That's how it's all going to play out. So if I'm patient, but I like the black looking Ford Ranger Raptor. And then Malloy Ford and Alexandria had a hot pepper red. But here's the thing. They're not going to come off that $10K. My good friend, Alex, hello, Alex, he's at $7,500 over. So I was telling Tedworth Ford, $5,000 over, we'll do the deal. But they're not going to do it. It just came in. It's a hot item. They got it listed for $15K over. They're no fools to business. They're going to sell long, 15K sits. Then they'll go to 10K, and they'll sell on 10K, sits. By that time, I can guarantee you, the Ford, by that time, somebody will buy that vehicle. It's just this area. Will somebody pay $10,000 over? Of course they will. It's just a market. And because it's not a dime a dozen of the cars. So anyway, in so many ways, what a waste of time. But at the same time, I actually get a chance to really drive that Ford Ranger, and it really is a nice truck, nice vehicle. And in the end, what would I sacrifice for it? Well, in the end, I was like, nothing. I'll just buy it and add it. Oh my gosh. Can you even believe I do that? Can I even believe that I do that? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know how that all plays out right now. But once again, it's back to you as an individual. You go out and do things, and you come to closure, it's like you wasted your time. I mean, the biggest fiasco in our country at this time is we have a ton of college students that bought tuition, that took out financial loans. They're extremely unhappy and feel like they wasted their time on going to college, and they have this huge debt. I mean, that's the underlying message that I get. I'm not saying that everybody that did that is their story, but the way it's portrayed to me through the general media and the city administration of this country is that people are very upset, and they feel like they wasted their time going to college to have this huge debt they can't pay back because they never made the money they thought they would. And that's what goes on in life. You'll hear many disgruntled people talk about how that was a waste of time because they put all this effort and everything else into whatever they thought they would want to do. And it comes to the end of the day, it isn't what they thought it would be. And they just then come to closure. What a waste of time. I mean, here's the Rocket 3R. Look at that 3-cylinder inline motor. I mean, isn't that badass or what? That's a badass bike. The Breakout, badass. I mean, yeah, come on. We can ride these things, right? Yeah, I know. Well, I rode the Honda the other day. I'm riding the Honda Monkey. Here comes the kid. No ginger baby, huh? She didn't want to come? Okay. Is that my net message? Okay, so anyways, so it's all about, I mean, and that's what goes on. I mean, how many people here, I mean, what's going on in our country more than ever? than so many feeling that this government is wasting our money at unseen levels never seen in modern times. And don't get me wrong, the government in so many ways has been always wasting money in many people's views and eyes and thoughts. But just in the modern times, so many people question the monies that go overseas to so-called help others that so many believe that it's actually just a money laundering machine. It's just who knows? I don't know. I'm not the expert now by any means. But the point is, many feel like it's a waste, that the consumers, the taxpayers, I should say more the taxpayers than the consumers of this country are letting the government waste their tax dollars to go to others that benefit them, but yet don't benefit our own country stateside. That's a huge argument on the policies that are in place. And it's always the same old story of the ice age versus the EV age. And for so many that feel like the EV green agenda, in so many ways, is a waste of the taxpayers' money, because it isn't going to resolve Mother Nature's problems. It's just a money laundering, or I should say, it's just a money opportunity for businesses to do a money grab on taking money from the government to create a business that forces and mandates policies that forces then the consumers to change their habits in life to be then buying things that the government created through these subsidies. What's a very good, interesting article here I read last night was the data centers. These data centers are milking it like never seen. So in many jurisdictions and states, counties will give out, states will give out big time subsidies of tax monies to entice business to move in, with the thought process that the business will create jobs and taxes that will reimburse the state for the monies they gave out. Well, it's being disclosed now that in 2022 or 2023, $757 million was given to the data center companies. So if you and I wanted to build a data center here in Northern Virginia, which is the biggest populated area of the country of having these data centers with all the computer servers that run the whole internet infrastructure throughout the country and world, if you and I wanted to set up and build a big ass building, we could qualify from the state of Virginia to receive some of that $757 million in tax subsidies to help us create that data center. But at the end of the day, now the local governments and state governments start to realize this is a major mistake, because these data centers aren't like Bass Pro Shops. I've told you the story of how Bass Pro Shops so many years ago got going through promising jobs and infrastructure and state monies through taxes and payroll systems and job opportunities that would bring and reward the state back if they would help him build a Bass Pro Shops. Well, now the data centers, if you look at a data center, it's just a massive warehouse building with computer servers in it, and it's just a select few people that are actually working there to maintain it, to continue to do what it does day in, day out. So there's no real reward to the state of Virginia for getting back for any tax monies. There's no transactions inside that building or generating tax revenue. There's not 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 employees going to that data center to work behind the computers. So there's nothing there. So now many states, even in Georgia, they're starting to reevaluate that this tax incentives for these data centers, it's not really rewarding anything. It's rewarding the businesses to set up shop at the expense of taxpayers to enrich themselves. So it's a waste of the taxpayers' money. That's the whole point of that conversation. And then, as we know, the artificial intelligence is creating such a demand on all the new artificial intelligence, which is growing by leaps and bounds. It's one of the top driving things in the markets at this time. It's creating wealth not seen in modern times through stock options and stock values. NVIDIA and other companies, TSMC and all these other guys are setting up shop to build these superconductor chips. And so, once again, it's going to create an incredible amount of stress on these data centers for energy. They're saying that it's going to be an average of 15% more required energy per data center per year at the rate this artificial intelligence is growing. And then it's, where is that energy coming from? And how is that energy created? Is it renewable? Is it coal? Is it gas? Is it nuclear? What type of energy is going to be able to drive all this artificial intelligence. So then here's another thing. You think about the waste. And always the question's been with the electric vehicle, because it's the green agenda's constant rhetoric that saves the world, but how much waste is created through an electric vehicle? And I've talked about this many times. The average Tesla has to go 40,000 miles or more before it actually becomes so-called carbon footprint free. But now they're digging up now the government's got this scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. So if you're really paying attention to what's going on in the governing bodies, they're now really putting the screws to the businesses, because they're wanting now to create scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 regulations on what your company does on a carbon footprint impact. Basically, they're saying from what your business does for manufacturing, what you're creating on scope 1, then scope 2 is your buildings, what type of heat and cooling you're using. But scope 3 then goes for the long arm reach. It's how are you creating these products through other suppliers? Are they on a scope 1, scope 2 schedule as well, which goes to worldwide infrastructure? And that's being challenged by a lot of big businesses, that they don't want this scope 3 mandate in this country, because then you're going to be forced to go overseas and try to find manufacturers that are bringing goods to your stateside here, or they're building stuff for you to bring stateside here to enable you to sell products domestically under these new guidelines. And so the scope 3 is still being hashed out in legislation, but a lot are very concerned at how expensive things are going to get if this scope 3 was actually being enforced on the domestic side to a lot of these manufacturing companies in this country. It's incredible in how Joe Biden wants to bring this green agenda stateside, and all the mandates and all the radical things that they're creating of this scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. And if the scope 3 really came to be, it's going to create incredible expensive stuff. And it's already so expensive. And I'm sure so many will just feel like, what a waste. It's a waste, because guess who the most wasteful country is in the world? Yeah, I got to close my camper up here. We're still living the camper. Yeah, still living the camper. We love the camper. Need to go get propane for this thing. So yes, the United States will kind of change the direction here about the scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. But what was intriguing about this is Tesla. Tesla out there, they're not as clean as everybody thinks. I don't think this is anything new to most people. But Tesla on a scope 1, scope 2, believe it or not, they got an F. Ford got an A. Now, is that factual or not? I don't know. But they haven't really, so you got a scope 3 with what Tesla requires for the using other countries' products, all the metals and everything else, the mining and blah, blah, blah. It can get pretty ugly. So, once again, it'll be very interesting to see if this government passes legislation that mandates scope 3 policies on businesses here stateside. It's going to be extremely challenging for them to find companies that are so-called, green agenda, green friendly throughout the world. Extremely challenging. But here's the irony. So our country, we're the most wasteful country in the world. We're number one. The average consumer throws away 4 pounds of garbage per day. The average family throws away 18 pounds a day. On an annual basis, the average family basically creates 6,800 pounds of garbage. So the average family, just picture the weight of this truck right here. It's not 6,800 pounds, probably more like my dually. Just picture my dually over here, but the garbage would be much more of a volume than the size of this. But every year, the family's burying a dually every year. So in this country, for all the green agenda havoc we're hearing, the amount of waste that we create is just incredible. But at the same time, we do the recycling. So you got about 4.4 pounds. A portion of that is recycled. But at the end of the day, what they're saying is what goes to the landfill is close to 6,800 pounds of weight of garbage that's buried in a landfill. And if you watch my videos, I've been going to landfill to get rid of my my pool stuff. And last week, just to get rid of a bunch of stuff on my dump trailer, so if you're watching my channel, I've been going there. And there's another, there's another example on my channel. How does the algorithm take that, my channel, and understand this guy's out buying cars, trucks, motorcycles, and now he's out there on a dump run? How do they classify that? What category? And now I get it. More than ever, being a YouTube guy that's, out here struggling along to create some monies for me to make this worth my time. I'm gathering information. I'm a little late, right? But why didn't you figure? I was like, well, my YouTube channel, I truly enjoy sharing just what I know, what I do. And I think a lot of people enjoy that about my channel. I think a lot of people that can connect with it enjoy seeing, like the monkey last night. I shared with you guys on how I'm blasting around this monkey, and the dogs are chasing us, and the kids out there. I mean, it's just a change up. But for the algorithms, that's where my channel doesn't end up having the 100,000 hits, because it's just the algorithms just can't figure out. Earlier in the day, I'm in a morning conversation talking about the hurt conversation. So then by mid-afternoon, I'm out driving around a Ford Ranger truck. That isn't the way it works. I mean, for me, once again, like I said, I should just be on the mission of just going out and showing you me buy another car. But for me, there's so many YouTubers out there, that's all they read are his. But that makes them successful. I get it. So I'm not here complaining by any means on the conversations of the waste. And now what's really interesting is a lot of the big businesses are pulling back on what they feel like is going to be a brutal campaign against two of these candidates, Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And now, talk about a waste of time, now they're really tearing up Stormy Daniels in court on how it really is showing she's the money grab. She's just all about the money. And they really are starting to show that this whole trial against Trump is just in so many ways so wrong, because it's all about a money grab and it's all about shamming. And they're now showing conversations between Stormy Daniels and her lawyer, making the claim that if Donald Trump didn't get elected, there wouldn't be anything there for her to really go after. So it's starting to come to light. What a waste of time. And that's what we all know, that the goal is to tie up Donald Trump in many people's views. Other people's views will be different. But I mean, the perception, I think, to many is that the Democratic Party is deliberately trying to tie Donald Trump up in court so he can't be out campaigning to run for president. I mean, it's just, hello. I mean, I don't care if you don't like Trump and you hate the guy or you love the guy. The bottom line is, the reality, the truth is, the truth is what I just said. It's all about distracting Donald Trump, and it's all about the constant rhetoric of Donald Trump to make you foam at the mouth if you don't like the guy, because it's all about not liking Donald Trump. But it wouldn't matter. It was Vivek Ramsey, Ron DeSantis, Tim Scott. You can go through the list of all the conservative candidates. It wouldn't matter if Donald Trump tomorrow morning said, I'm out, and another person stepped in. It'd just be a matter of a week or two between breaking news, Vivek Ramsey, this guy, for Ron DeSantis, blah, 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 blah. And then it'd just be the never-ending chatter of how to destroy the candidate. I know the Republican Party does the same thing with Joe Biden. I don't disagree with that. But the whole point is, it's all about the distraction, which that's what creates, your love for somebody else. Is that how that works? I don't think it is, really. But anyways, so on the waste, I'm sure a lot of people say, waste of time. Oh, hey, Kiefer's back out. Very interesting. You never went upstairs? What's going on? You mean your mommy objected? She rejected you? Wow. I guess even mommy wants some peace and quiet as she gets her day going. I told you kids morning, get your day going, get the heck out of here. I like to talk a lot. I like to talk too much. So on the waste side, we talked about, here's the next thing I was just saying to you is, so big business thinks it's a waste of time to get involved in the politics. Yes, they really feel like this campaign, this election year, it's just too volatile, which I've been talking about that for the last few years. That if Donald Trump and Joe Biden go head to head, it's going to be so sickening, so volatile. Just go to X. All you have on X is a waste of time. It's a waste of time, because all you do is you go on and all you see is the same characters. And this is where these creators are smart. They preach the exact same thing day in, day out. Either you don't like Trump or you don't like Joe Biden. And so it's the same theme day in, day out. And that's what creates the followers and the creators to be successful, because they're not all over the place like the Iceman. That's the bottom line. I mean, so you're going to listen to the same thing, the same presentation, just worded a little different, that I don't want this person to be the president, or blah, 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 or this is the best president in the lifetime of this country, blah, blah, blah. Same message. So for big business, already the HR internally, they're already strategizing that they do not want their employees to start getting into this damn rhetoric of this upcoming election. They're not, in the big business just doesn't really want to participate. They're just not going to promote it. But there's the next big concern, is the artificial intelligence. When does artificial intelligence just overrule all that logic? And that's what's being talked about more than ever, is that this artificial intelligence is going to create so many bots. It's going to make so many people think they're interacting with somebody else that's telling them things in demented ways. And they'll twist the person's mind to follow and believe stuff that's not even true. It's going to be so bad. I'm sure anybody on my channel will totally agree with me that this artificial intelligence is going to do so much bad as time progresses. I mean, every your brother wants it, and all the different things you're going to be able to do with it, and it's so bad. They even had to shut it down in 2020 because it was getting so violent. Yeah, but the greed is here among us to take this artificial intelligence and run with it like never seen, and of course it'll be used to do devious things. All right there, Mr. Kiefer boy. As we get back in here, so does Tilbert Ford call me today? No way. I know they won't. There's no way, because they know the guy's going to come along paying the money, and so I don't think the Ford Raptor thing is going to go very far anytime soon. But you never know with me. It's always it's a never ending another day. What's this right here? Just bird poop. Nope. Let's leave the rains. One thing about the rains up here, it cleans off all the bird poop in the cars to a degree, and the camper. So that's a great thing. I think I'm going to have to push the whole pool project off for another week because it's just too wet. I keep on calling Bell Water Transport to come out here and have to reschedule. I'm going to call them today and say, look, when I put the pool up, I'll call you because this is getting ridiculous. Concerned, I'll have my Camaro on a battery tender. This thing ain't going to start. Yeah, what a waste, right? Some people, yeah, man, you got a lot of waste. You waste your money. I don't disagree. I don't disagree whatsoever. Yes, no doubt. But will I go down? I mean, sincerely, anybody out there, I'd like to hear your opinion that will I go down as buying the most cars and trucks and motorcycles ever in my lifetime? Now, George P. out there, who's out there in Arizona, who's an adamant motorcycle purchaser, so I know I'm over 500 cars. I'm probably close to 600 cars. So wonder what he's at, because he's a guy that buys stuff all the time. Now, for me, I'm not a wholesaler. In all sincereness, it hasn't been my goal in life for me to be the only guy in the world to buy a ton of stuff. My goal in life has always been, can I just own so many different things and have a ride and drive so many different things in my lifetime that I can look back at all this one day and be like, wow, did I have the collection of cars and motorcycles and trucks, and I had an opportunity to drive all this different stuff. And that, to me, was just a heck of an accomplishment. And does it continue on? Only way it continue on is if I won the lottery. There's no way. Or if my channel started making me stupid money. Otherwise, yeah, there's no way. This is too much debt, and it's very hard to maintain me to pay this debt. And so at some point, there's going to come a crossroads where I'm just going to have to start letting things go. Yes, I mean, you may not believe that, but yeah, we'll have no choice. There's just too much money. And I was really only hoping my YouTube channel, having me all these different vehicles and sharing with all these vehicles, it would grow my channel substantially more, and I'd be rewarded for showing you all these vehicles that I get and buy, and I can honestly tell you how they are, what's great, what's not, and that my YouTube channel would be paying me significant money, so it would kind of like offset where this kind of made sense. And also, I've told people so many times, if I ever had the YouTube channel that made the monies, then I would start promoting the raffles, the giveaways. I'd have no problem saying, hey, here's a Honda Talon Turbo. I'm going to raffle it off. I'm going to give this to somebody, blah, blah, blah. I do like the Cletus McFarland. He's giving out turbos. So I would definitely reward back my channel. It's a no-brainer. It's advertising. It's marketing. It's helping others watch your content and feel like they're rewarded for participating in your channel. And that's a great thing. So for me, if my channel ever started making good enough monies to justify that, of course I would do that. And here's the kid on her adventures of going to work. I got her ahead of schedule, which is a great thing. You got everything in order? Okay, good. So anyways, I think we're gonna call it a day. And then I gotta upload this video, and I gotta do it twice because it started in, and then it quit going, and that adds an extra 5 minutes, if not 10 minutes. Come on, no, Kiefer, come on, get upstairs. So that adds even more time. Hey there, Willy Pilly, Billy. Yeah, no. Yeah, right. There you go. All right, everybody. I think that's gonna be pretty much the antics. There's the Ice Age TV. All the different colors. Yeah, all the different antics. And yeah, how do you like my thumbnails? One of my subscribers like, oh, you finally figured out the thumbnails. Come on. Whoa. Look at this. You guys are fighting over me. Are they fighting over me? Good Lord. Wow, that's it. Hey, I mean, good Lord, everybody. Stop it. That's it. Kiefer dog. That's it. Oh, my gosh. Welcome to my world, right? Yeah, how many dogs you need? Yeah, anyways, hey, Ice Age TV stickers. Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com. And hey, thanks everybody out there that's sending me pictures of your nice Ford Ranger Raptor. He got his like 9 months ago. Wow. And I mean, just wow. And other ones had another one. I mean, it's just incredible how other people already have these Ford Ranger Raptors, and they're loving them, which is so cool. And that's why my Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com. You can reach out and give me your own stories, share your pictures of your cars or trucks or whatever. That's fine. I mean, I enjoy interacting with my subscribers, and I'm not some big operation, big subscriber base. That's why I'm intrigued. When these guys get 50,000 hits, thousands of comments, how would you interact? How do you interact with the community? I mean, that's a concern to me in some ways, is that how would I have a personal relationship with so many of you out there if I just have so many subscribers, so many comments? It's like you have to hire somebody just to stay on top of that stuff. Yeah, there ain't no money for that, for me to do that. Sorry to break the bad news. But anyways, there it is, as usual. It's another week of comments, conversations. I kept it. I think I do a pretty good job on taking one word and keeping the theme go through the week. I just think of the stuff off the top of my head, the secrets, and remember, the experts, then the hurt conversations, then the waste conversations. And I try to keep it within reason where it just isn't, I get too radical and get banned. So as always, thanks everybody watching my channel. The daughter is calling me, and give me 1 second, and I'm going to hang up. I'm not going to hang up on you, but I'm going to finish it up. So I hope everyone's a great weekend. Stay tuned for more adventures. God bless. Stay safe.